Hey everyone, this is Kyle from Money at 30, and it's time for another roundup of recent personal finance, credit card, and travel news. August 2023 brought plenty of news that could affect your wallet, so I've compiled some of the top stories from the past month to share, including big news from American Express and Delta, as well as updates from Discover, Google Flights, and more. First up, we need to talk about some changes to the American Express Platinum Card, and in particular, the authorized user fees. As I briefly mentioned in last month's roundup, Amex has completely blown up its previous authorized user fee structure. Until now, cardholders could add up to 3 authorized users for a single fee of $175 a year. So whether you added 1 person or 3, you'd pay $175 a year. While these AU accounts didn't include any of the credits featured on the primary account, except for the TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit, it did include the same status and lounge perks as the primary. Unfortunately, while the card's powers remain largely the same, the price has been hiked to $195 per card per year. This means that someone like me with 3 authorized users will go from paying $175 a year to paying $585 a year. Meanwhile, in at least some somewhat positive news, Amex has done away with the confusing AU free gold card from Platinum customers and replaced it with a much easier to understand companion card. This card basically just gives authorized users the ability to charge to your account and doesn't really have any perks aside from apparently retaining that same TSA Global Entry credit. Outside of authorized user cards, Amex also made another change to the Platinum card, as Audible will no longer be eligible for the $20 a month digital entertainment credit starting October 1st. In its place, the Wall Street Journal is now an option, as I guess that's entertainment to someone. All in all, these are definitely disappointing changes that will affect my authorized user and digital entertainment strategies. But wait, there's more. In some more bad news for Amex fans, Delta will be curbing SkyClub access for cardholders. Recently, Delta announced some big changes to its SkyMiles program, with the TLDR being that status will now be based purely on medallion qualifying dollars, and the threshold for each tier rising significantly. However, the airline didn't stop there, as they also have some significant updates for cardholders. Starting in February 2025, those with the Amex Platinum card will be limited to 6 SkyClub visits per year, while those with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card will be allotted 10 visits per year. However, those who spend at least $75,000 a year on one of the 2 cards will regain unlimited access. Well, sort of, but hold on to that thought. Delta and Amex will unveil a spending tracker in January 2024 so that cardholders can qualify for this change the following year. Speaking of January 1st, 2024, effective on that date, those flying basic economy will no longer have access to the Sky Clubs regardless of what card they have. Also on that day, those with the Delta SkyMiles Platinum card, not to be confused with the Amex Platinum, will no longer have the option of purchasing club access. Until now, a perk of the card was the ability to gain a la carte Sky Club access, with the most recent per entry price being $50. Personally, the Platinum card's 6 visit allotment does sound a bit low to me, as that's only 3 round trips, or even less if you're flying an itinerary with multiple layovers. But I suppose the slight good news is that the Centurion Lounge network does continue to expand, including plans to open a Centurion in Atlanta where there are already roughly 1 million Sky Clubs. So while this limit is definitely a bummer, hopefully flyers will have more options by the time this change goes into effect in 2025. Next, moving on from Amex, Discover has announced its Q4 2023 5% bonus categories. From October 1st through December 31st of this year, Discover It cardholders can earn up to 5% back on purchases from Amazon as well as Target. If that sounds familiar, it's because Amazon has been a staple of Discover's Q4 bonus categories for as long as I've had the card, and has seemingly been featured by name every year since at least 2015. As for Target, for this particular quarter, both online and in-store purchases will qualify. As always, the 5% bonus is capped at $1,500 in combined category spending for the quarter, meaning that cardholders can earn up to $75 from this offer. Also, you'll need to be sure to activate the bonus. Overall, while these categories were definitely foreseeable, they should be pretty solid for the holiday shopping season. In another credit card update, Bank of America has made some additions to its customized cash rewards card. Those with the B of A customized cash rewards card can now earn on a wider selection of categories thanks to some updates. First, EV charging has now been added to the gas category. Additionally, the online shopping category will expand to now include cable, streaming, internet, and phone plans. For those unfamiliar with the customized cash card, customers can choose one 3% back category from a list of eligible options. Plus, cardholders earn 2% back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, as well as 1% back on all of the purchases. However, the 3% and 2% categories are capped at $2,500 in combined purchases per quarter. Although this card does still have its limitations, these additions definitely seem like a good thing, especially the online shopping category, which now seems pretty generous. And it could be an even better deal for those who qualify for the Bank of America Preferred Rewards program, making this a win overall. Once again bridging credit card and travel news, Allegiant Airlines' co-branded card has a new name. Formerly known simply as the Allegiant World MasterCard, the airline has announced that it will now be the Allways Rewards Visa. As that name implies, the card will now operate on the Visa network, but will still be issued by Bank of America. If you're curious, the Allways moniker comes from the name of Allegiant's loyalty program, which was launched in 2021. Aside from the change in name and payment network, the card itself is staying the same. In short, if you fly Allegiant at least a couple times a year, the perks of the Allways Rewards Visa may make it worth the $59 annual fee. But if the card didn't appeal to you before, then it still won't now. Finally, Google Flights has added a new best time to book feature. The popular aggregation tool Google Flights has added a new feature that will hopefully give travelers more insight when it comes to finding the best deal. Recently, the platform introduced a feature that highlights the best time to book a certain route. Of course, this information will only be provided for routes that Google has a lot of past data on. Admittedly, I don't have a ton of experience with Google Flights, but this seems like a pretty useful feature. Then again, with data changing all the time, it's hard to say how well this will work in practice. Nevertheless, hopefully this insight will help you save money on your next adventure. Hopefully this roundup gave you a better idea about what some of these updates are all about, but for more on these stories, I'll have links to some of my articles in the description box down below. Also, if you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe because we have new videos all the time, including roundups like this one each month. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time here on Money at 30.